Hey everybody, it is your suburban garden permaculture style guy, and we're gonna do a video. We're gonna look at the yard. We're gonna come see what we're looking at here. It is October 30th almost, or 29th, I think. I'm not real good on the day. Let's see. Yep, 30th, day before Halloween. So some of you guys are cold, some of you guys are still hot. I wouldn't say we're cold, but I'm dressed as if it's cold because it is kind of cold for us. 40s and 50s is cold to us, for sure. That's cold. The ground, you can see the trees are kind of reflecting it. A lot of things are losing leaves. Not everything. Some of these oak trees are really holding on. I don't know. But here it is, October 30th, right before Halloween, and we do still have stuff growing in the garden. This ever-bearing raspberry is still producing berries, and it's got ripe berries on them. And that one's just like, oh, come here, girl. That one's like perfect right there. Super ripe. It'll just pop off, and it did. Nice, nice. Alright. Now eat that. Yeah. Got a few of them. Ooh, oh, look at that. Some real good ones. That one real dark one in the back's a little tad overripe, but these other ones that are really dark, those are perfect, the most sweet. So yeah, we're actually doing pretty good out here. Considering that it's cold and everything's kind of dying. I pulled a watermelon off of here yesterday. Is another reason I wanted to show you. Some of these little watermelons and stuff I showed you the other day, some aren't really developing. Some are. Some are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And one I figure is kind of ripe because these guys have been out here for a while. There was two over here, and I got one in the house, and this is the other one. And it's cold like it's been in the fridge. Almost. I gotta watch the camera angle. I'm not paying attention to the screen. I see a dried up tendril there. That's cool. Well, that leaf's been stepped on or something, so maybe that's why. That's the tendril closest to it. Yeah, these are ripe as far as I can tell. And they're small, but another way to tell is the bottom. Yeah, that one ain't got as much of a white spot as the other one did. But anyway, that's a good melon there. And a little cantaloupe guy still sitting there. Some more watermelons over here. You see his vine's a little droopy. I think that's from the weather because it was really chilly last night. So let me try to step up out of here. Yeah, you know, I found some more cantaloupes kind of hiding in here. Look at that. It busted. Too much water. I don't have any chickens. I don't have any chickens to feed the melons to anymore. It's terrible. That hits me every time I find something in my yard, something delicious for my birds, and I don't have any birds anymore. It's not normal for me anymore. The citrus is really, you guys, if you look back to this time last year is when I was just buying this greenhouse and putting it up. So videos from 1 year ago, right? These were little bitty things. I mean, these were nothing like this. And when I bought them, I cut a bunch of what was on the plants off. I didn't like how tall they developed them. They make them where the graft is really high, right? And then all this is the variety. There's a high graft. And they make these trees where it wants to be this big tall tree. I don't want that. It's a citrus tree in a bucket. I don't need them to be a little shorter. So I cut off a lot of that original stuff. So this is mostly stuff that I've grown on these trees since I've had them. This one took a lot of cut back. This one's fruit is starting to get heavy. It's starting to hang over like this for the first time. This one hasn't done that this whole time. And this branch started drooping in the rain. I was like, wow, all right, these fruit are getting heavy. Look at those. And these are some pretty fruits. Let me see, I don't know if y'all are seeing it good in the light because of the way I'm standing. But they're starting to blush. That little orange. The texture is just amazing. Very firm. Not too firm. Starting to get a little softness now because of that yellowing, I guess. Just pretty. So not too many on this guy yet. But that's okay because it's developing hardcore. Those caterpillars that were on here, the bird poop caterpillars, I don't see them anymore. But I don't know what their cocoons would look like, so I haven't started looking for cocoons. It's part of the root stock that grew off. Avocado still looking great. It's making structures like it's really trying to take off growing again, but this temperature got into the high 30s at least once or twice in the last couple of days. I mean, low 40s, high 30s. The white flies, there's a couple here and there. I mean, it's actually gotten so cold it's knocking the bugs down finally. There's a couple. Hey, one of my kitties. Little escape artist. We've eaten a couple of these. This tree's still suffering, but I don't want to pull the fruit load. Theirs are kind of soft. I don't know if you can see that, but I could actually easily dimple that. But they're not super sweet, but I don't think the tree is doing good, so we've eaten a couple. The ones that were the most yellow, I'm taking them off as they come so that I can reduce the load on that poor tree. This one, I just can't wait for the oranges to come off on this. This thing's growing great. This one orange never got real big, but the other 4 or 5 did. Some small cuties. These are all mandarins here in that other tree. The Meyer lemons are looking good. There's 40, or I guess 50 or 60 of those on here. Kitty boy. That's my grunt butt. He's a little throwed off. His brother's more normal. This guy here, that's the avocado tree. This is the graft. This was a V graft. This is actual the cut in the old trunk, and this was just a piece of that wood that was slid in there, and I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's probably a little more easy to see on the other side, but yeah, this was a V graft, I guess, originally. And that's the original trunk, and that's all my wood that has grown since then. The original wood, when I got this from my cousin, was this piece right here. This is the original whatever that he was sold. This grew out since then. All this. This was the original little stick, and it came up and it got sunburned a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of blackened on this stalk right here. It looks lignized, but I think some of it was burned. But I cut the top off of it originally, and you can see all that up there. This is the original stick from here down that my cousin paid $100 for. Just that stick. Probably a little more than that with shipping. And that was a great gift, and I sure appreciate it. And I'm taking care of your money. You sure right. And it turned into this in pretty much 1 year. This is pretty much 1 year's growth. You can look back on the videos, guys. I mean, it's all on there if you're interested in what I've done with this Mexicola Grande avocado. 25-gallon pots. Works great. Probably not the best soil in the world when I put this soil in, but it'll work. Ooh, I'm probably messing up the camera. All right, go back to the Meyer lemons. I had set this over here on purpose, so it's kind of holding this up. There's tons of lemons everywhere. They're not real big this year. I think I've mentioned that before. It's okay. It's got other years. Like I said, there's over a dozen of them just sitting in here on the mulch in different places. I think you can see all that. You gotta be careful. There's some sharp, sharp thorns on this occasionally. Ugh, things are needles, and they will stab right up into your finger. Trust me on that one. There's one that looks pretty close. I still want a little of that green off of it. Yeah. Oh, there's a little key lime, little bitty tiny one. Okay. These things are delicious. They're very sweet when they're yellow. All right. Let's see here. And it's the citrus. Still looking good. 25-gallon pots are amazing. There's my Grover. That's my kitty right there. There's my Grover. What's he doing out here? Oh, wait. Well, that's Gruntbot. His stripes are too close together. Hard to tell them apart. But yeah, he's got more actual full stripes. That's Grunt. The cherry trees are starting to look a lot better since that heat of the summer isn't here anymore. Oh, this kitty's making me nervous. Gotta start letting them out. Everything's still winding down. Still got the pile of stuff. It's been cold and raining for the week. Haven't been really able to do much. So I threw down some acidifier, the organic soil acidifier I have for the year. Some fertilizer for them, just a little bit to boost their budding for next spring, so that this will have a great season next year. The garden's still going. It hasn't froze yet. I've gotten some more okra. I mean, we haven't been out here in a couple of days, really. And some tomatoes. The plants are dying, but they're still ripening up, so we're still eating them, collecting them. Still left some green beans. I'm keeping those for seeds and to attract grasshoppers and katydids that'll come through there and they kind of land up here, and I try to catch them from my lizard because I do stuff like that. Some little cherry tomatoes, and they're still clusters. And see, I think that's frost damage. Look how they fall off like this. I think this is from being cold. Yeah, these look frosty. It didn't freeze, but it got really cold, and they don't appreciate that at all. I picked a whole can off yesterday. I only like to get the ones that are ripe, but boy, when you touch these ones, you see all that striping in it. The tomatoes aren't doing well. There's one that fell. The kale, of course, the colder it gets, the better the kale's gonna do. And it's looking all right. I'm noticing some scat up here. Oh, that's mud, okay. I thought something got up there and pooped. There's still some cantaloupes that we haven't pulled up. Some of them are going to bust because of all this rain we've had. Other than that, everything's going dormant. There's really not much going on. It's time to shut these trees down, get them trimmed back for the year. This budwood, all this firewood, let's rest for the year. Get ready for spring. Yeah, everything's looking a lot cleaned up. I got the fence down. I got to roll this back up. We're going to take down all this fencing and stuff, of course. There's still some sugar baby watermelons hiding in here somewhere. But again, I leave stuff like this normally because I have chickens, and my chickens can come in and eat them. I don't have chickens anymore. I was weed eating in here, and I weed eated all this, and I found all these on accident with a weed eater. And I left them here. It's been like a week, so they're still alive. Very, very cold. I mean, the fruit feel like they've been in the refrigerator. It's so cold this morning. This is the first time I've seen sun, so I ran out here to come film. I was like, "Ooh, the sun!" Like, it don't rain for months, and then it rains for a month. Oh, a weed eater. Did you see how you can see in here now? All it took was just a pass with a weed eater. All these little vines had just leafed out everywhere. And now, you guys, you couldn't see in there when I would tell you the chickens were getting in there. Now you can see right through it. And that's just that weird ivy stuff that grows here. It's some invasive ivy, some whatever it is. It grows in this clay really well, and it spreads. Here's some of it right here. You know, it climbs. So every year, you just gotta come through and clean it all up. It's not that big a deal. And of course, the tree is making suckers. These are from the rootstock. This is not the variety. Everything that's grafted does this, it seems like, but some things are more prone to it. That's, I don't know if y'all can see this. That's the original rootstock. This is the grafted tree. You can see the difference. Different kind of bark and then this kind of bark. So this is all sucker wood coming off of the rootstock. Oop, I should have did that. I need to cut that a little better. But that's what that is. I can't stand them when they grow up like that. You see it all growing out here. They cut those back. Other than that, everything's looking pretty good. Ooh, bumping into stuff. There was some pigs on here the other day. I guess the birds or something got them. Yeah. Oh well. All right, still cutting down stuff over here. That was a quick update, just see where we're at. It's starting to look a lot more empty around here. So things are getting crazy. Getting cleaned up. Can't wait. I've already got my skadoodles started. I did start my skadoodles. I am going to show you some of the ideas I've got and the plans of how we're going to do those things. So that's coming up soon. Got my little notebook made up. And yeah, look where the chicken coop used to be. It finally got rained on, so it looks a lot better. It's going to open up in here a lot without that coop. Old bee's nest. Yep, so we'll sit down here soon. We'll have a real talk about this and a plan, and you can see if I follow through with it. I'm chaotic at best. At best, I'm chaotic. So for me to follow a plan is going to be fun for y'all to watch. Yeah. That'll be interesting. All right. I guess that's about it for now. We'll talk to y'all soon.